kings and queens, I'm Cree and you're now in my kitchen, and today I'm going to be teaching you and we're going to be cooking homemade cinnamon rolls, and I'm going to show you how to make the dough from the filling to the glaze. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to do our dry ingredients first. Okay, you guys, it's going to be 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, I like to use unbleached flour. You know, bleach is good if you want to use bleach, but I like to use unbleached flour. One. And we want to level it off with a knife, okay? 2. 3. Let me get my 1/2 cup. Okay, so that's 3.5 cups, you guys. And let me wash my hands. I'm going to be washing my hands a few times with this dealing with flour. You know, flour can be messy, but it's all good. Alright, so our next ingredients here is going to be 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Goes into our flour. Alright, and we're going to do 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and we're going to whisk this dry ingredients all together. I love cinnamon rolls. You know, anybody know me, they know that I love me a cinnamon, honey. Yes, I do. I don't eat them often, but however, I do love my cinnamon bun with the pecans up there on it. But I do like the original, but I'll get the pecan from time to time as well. So I'm going to show you how to do both, the original glaze and the pecan glaze as well, okay? Cree's kitchen style. Okay, we're going to go ahead on and add our yeast in. This is the fast rise yeast, aka instant yeast. So let's go ahead on and add our instant yeast in there as well to our dry, because it's part of the dry ingredient. So instant yeast, you guys, not active dry yeast, but instant yeast, aka fast rise yeast. Okay, so that's with the dry ingredients. Okay, now, so with the wet ingredients, we're going to have 1 cup of buttermilk, alrighty, let me wash my hand off. We're going to have 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. 1 tablespoon, you guys. Okay, we're going to have 1 large egg. Okay, we're going to have 6 tablespoons of softened butter. Okay. 6 tablespoons of softened butter, and that's going to be our wet ingredients. Okay, so we whip that together. You don't need a hand mixer or anything like that. You know, I'm actually going to, you know, use my hands to incorporate all the ingredients. I'm just trying to mix it a little bit with my little icing spatula. And then I'm going to go in with my hands and, you know, do what I do. And give this dough a little extra tender loving care. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. All the queens out there. Happy Mother's Day. Alright. So it's time to get hands on with this thing. Alright, we're just making this dough into like, it's going to be kind of like a sticky dough at first, okay? You can use a hand mixer if you want to, if you have like that bread hook. If you have the bread hook, then you know the mixing will be better. Not the whisk attachment, but the bread hook. You want to make sure too that you get all the dry ingredients mixed in. Okay? I'll go ahead and get both of my hands on up in there. I'm just getting all my flour from out the bottom of the mixing bowl, okay? That's all I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so all my flour is out the bottom, see? Okay. Yes, it's sticky. I love it. Alright, I'm gonna put this in the sink. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so now we're gonna flour this thing because now it's time to knead our dough. See all that sticky dough that was on my fingers? Put a little flour up there on it and it comes right off like butter. T, do you remember butter for days? Like butter, baby, it's like sugar, honey. It's like butter, baby, it's like sugar. You remember we did that commercial for you for butter for days? Anyway, that just came in my mind real quick. Alrighty. Okay. So let's go ahead on and knead our dough. And you're going to do this for about, not that long. Yes, you're going to have to do some work with these cinnamon rolls. That's why I like to kind of like do these in the morning time. Because it takes a long time for you guys for the first rise to do. So you got to go through 2 rises with this dough. You got to go through the first rise after you finish kneading it, and then when you actually roll out the cinnamon dough, and put your filling in to make the cinnamon rolls, it goes to it's the second rise, you know. So that's the reason why I like to kind of do these in the morning time, because it's a long process. But you know, with me and my TV magic, I got you. You feel me? You feel me now? Like I said, I'm just kneading my dough. All right. I'm almost done, you guys, kneading this dough. Because you want to kind of bounce back at you. That's when you know it's done. It's a good arm workout, you know. Yes. What y'all doing for Mother's Day? I hope you guys having a good time honoring your mother. Without your mother, you would not be here. Honor your mother and your father. But we talking about mothers today, okay? Because it's Mother's Day. Alright, I'm almost done, you guys. Okay. This look pretty good. It bounces back. When you bounce it, it kind of spreads out a little bit, so that's good. I'm gonna do my little finger test. When you stick your finger down and it kind of, the dough goes in and then it kind of rises back up a little bit, that's when you know you did a good job. Let me wash my hands. Alrighty. The process. It's all a process. This is the only glass pan that I have. One of the glass pans. Okay. You need a little oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, you know. Just gotta oil that pan down. I use 2 cups oil. You just oil this down. Alright, we're gonna oil our dough down. You know, you don't need to use 2 cups, you guys. It might have been just a little bit too much. You might just need just 1, but it's all to the good. Wash my hands again. I told you I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of washing hands. Okay. During this video, during this tutorial, but it's all to the good. Alright, so normally how I would do in order to rise your dough, how I would turn my oven to its lowest temperature. The lowest temperature on my oven is 170, okay? So I will preheat my oven to 170. Once it kind of like preheats a little bit, not all the way turned on to that temperature, just the preheating part of 170, I would turn my oven off. I'm just trying to get the oven warm, okay? Because in order for yeast to rise, your oven has to be warm, okay? So I go here, I turn my oven all the way down to the lowest temperature. Again, my lowest temperature on my oven is 170. Some people's ovens or your oven might go down a little bit lower, so you just turn it down to its lowest temperature, okay, and get that pre-started. All right, and we're gonna put our saran wrap over our dough. You don't want to put it on too tight because it's going to expand. The dough is going to expand, so you don't want to put the saran wrap on too tight, okay? Just to cover it, to trap in that moisture and that heat so that your dough can rise, okay? A lot of people are scared to bake, but baking is so much fun, you guys. Don't be scared. I tried different recipes and for cinnamon rolls, and I messed up a couple of times, but I found the one that works for me, which is why I'm doing this tutorial, because this works, this recipe works, and you'll be okay. Baking is fun. got to make it fun. I take a little, I guess a tea towel or a hand towel, and I place it over like this so that it can be dark. Okay, so my oven is warm. See, turn it off. Because you don't want it super duper hot because we have the saran wrap, and you don't want to melt the saran wrap. You feel what I'm saying? That's a no-no. And another trick that I do too, you can tell that your oven is warming up if you can touch your rack with your hands, with your bare hands. If you cannot touch your rack with your bare hands, your oven is way too hot. So do not put that dough in the oven because you're going to end up baking the dough instead of it just letting it rise. You understand what I'm saying? Alrighty then. And then voila. Your dough should come out like this. See how I expanded? Now you're going to let your dough sit for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Yes, that's how long you're going to let your dough sit. That's why I say you do this in the morning time, okay? So once your dough has risen, it doubles in size. This comes from earlier. But it doubles in size. See how it, you know, it was just a little bitty ball and then poof, you know? So I just punch it out, get the air bubbles out. All right. And add this dough back in. Now we're going to do our filling, okay? So I got my room temperature butter here, and I got a little bit of filling, but I need to make some more filling. So let me get my brown sugar. What else do I need? I need to wash this off. Let me just clear my station real quick, okay, you guys? Because I don't like working in a cluttered space. I hope I'm not going too fast. You know, sometimes I can be Speedy Gonzalez up in here. Okay. Let me get my sugar. That Butter for Days commercial is in my head like crazy now. TD, if you're watching this, do you remember that? That's my cousin, Taneria. Okay. So let's go ahead on and let's do our filling. We're going to need 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. One, 2, 4. I'm going to need 3 tablespoons of white sugar. Oh, let me get my cinnamon. I'm going to need 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, okay? 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to need 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, okay? And we're going to need softened butter. All right, so that's 1. Just give it a quick stir, mix it up. it's mixed up pretty good. This is the mixture. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like this. Okay? Again. And then this cup is just softened butter, you guys. Now I had to wash my hands. Alright, let me wipe up my area. Wiping up to dirty it back up because I got to sprinkle some more flour down so I can roll this dough out. Okay. My rolling pin is over here. Sprinkle some flour out. Go ahead on and flour your rolling pin. Okay. So let's go ahead on and get our dough out. I kind of like form it into like a rectangular type shape already. So when you roll it out, it'll roll. Okay, so you just sprinkle a little bit on top of this. On top of your dough. Alright, so let's get rolling, you guys. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We kind of go diagonal. We're just stretching it up. And go diagonal like this. Go diagonal. You kind of go diagonal so that you can get your corners, okay? Yes, we're going to flip that thing over.